What's up, family? What's up, DJ community? DJ Reese here. We Create the Vibes podcast. Back here with another episode, single style. We're doing this solo. We're talking key factors to consider when DJing for a corporate event. All right. This is not a regular wedding, a sweet 16. We're talking corporate. We're talking money here. We're talking big level, big time clients. All right. Let's get into it. So most importantly, DJs, you got to understand the event's purpose. All right. And for you to understand the event's purpose, you need to talk to the event organizer. Talk to him or her. Figure out what's the importance of the event. You know, who are they trying to please? Who's their target audience? You know, what does the event entail at the end of the day? All right. Are they trying to please new clients? Are they trying to please the guests that are going to be at the event? So that's very, very important. Secondly, you definitely want to talk to the event organizer about music. What's the vibes for the event? What's the atmosphere that you're going to set off? Now, what are they looking for? Are they looking for upbeat, energetic music? Are they looking for ambient, slower music, background music, so that the guests and clients or potential clients can have conversations and just feed off the vibe and not have it be too loud? That's important. Figuring out the ages too, because I'm pretty sure if you're DJing a corporate event and say it's for 20, 30-year olds versus 50s, 60s, people in their 70s, the music is going to be totally different. It's going to be extremely different. So you need to figure that out. Those are like the very first two things that you really need to figure out. Now, three, this is on you. This is not on the person who hired you. This is on you. You need to maintain a professional demeanor. All right. So whether you're talking to a client via phone, email, be prompt, respond at appropriate times. You know, if they send you an email, don't allow days to go by without responding. And especially if it's really urgent, make sure you're responding as soon as you get that email, not waiting till, end of business to respond back, because maybe they had something really important they needed to get to you, or something they need to tell you, and you wait till 4:59 to respond back, knowing that their close of business is 5 p.m. They might not get back to you till the next day, and this could have been something on their mind. So let's not upset our potential client or a potential event organizer. Let's respond promptly. And four, make sure you adhere to an event schedule. That is so important. And typically, corporate event organizers, they will send you a schedule or order events. What's going on today? How's this event going to look like, every 30 minutes or every hour? Like, what's the functions of the event? What are we doing at 2 o'clock? Are we doing a toast? At 3 o'clock, do we have speakers? 4 o'clock, we want high energy music. 5 o'clock, we want you to keep it background and ambient and low, so that we can, so that people can actually know that the event's about to be over and they can, eventually leave, and so they can clean up on time. You're definitely going to get an order of events. And if you don't, make sure you ask for one. Most importantly, you got to be proactive, man. You got to be proactive. Even though this may not be your event that you're throwing, but remember, you're helping the event organizer spearhead this corporate event. And this could be a beautiful partnership and relationship to get more corporate events. I mean, all together, you got to be on point. Being on point is so important, because when you're on point, people notice that. They know you're about your business. They can trust you. When you're on point, you can bring value to an event in ways that others may not see. And this opens the door up for more events, more opportunities. Isn't that what we want? Right? We want more opportunities. We want more events. We want opportunities to make more money. We want to be seen by others. So we got to be on point. Got to be on point. All right. And corporate events, I mean, they're I love DJing corporate. You know, that's what I mainly DJ since, I want to say, since 2018. It was a toss up between weddings and corporate, but I've moved more in the corporate lane. I actually did my last wedding of the year, which was last week in Dewey Beach, Delaware. And actually, I think it might be my last wedding just overall. I think I'm actually retiring from the wedding game, which is another discussion in another episode. But the corporate realm is such a beautiful realm to be in. It's such a beautiful world to be in. All right. You get to see really how people put together events, how events function, and even sometimes I get to see, the budget and see what's being spent on what, because I would like to throw my own corporate events in due time. So you get to really see the moving parts of how an event comes together. Who are the sponsors? You get to see all that beautiful stuff just being the DJ. All right. But again, you don't want to mess that opportunity and not get a chance to DJ corporate events by choosing the wrong music, by not being punctual and being early, not on time, being early. And also being proactive. If you're not going to ask questions, you're not going to know, because unfortunately, sometimes as a DJ, we don't get all the information. Some organizers may not give you all the information. Sometimes they may think you should just know, which no one should just know, but they may think, oh, well, you've done this 1,000 times. I know DJs, you have heard that. We're going to let you decide. We're going to let the professional do it because you've done this 1,000 times, even though every time is always different. People do things differently. No one organizes an event the same way. It's very rare. We all have different tastes. We all have different vibes, different things we like. So that's why you have to be proactive. You got to ask the questions. What's going on with this? Or how would you like this? Or how would you want me to do this? You got to ask those questions. And if they leave it up to you, then you got to go execute. All right. They leave the options up to you. Make it happen with a smile. Do it big, do it major. But again, corporate events, very fun. For me, corporate is actually less stressful. I think corporate events are not really stressful. They're a lot of fun. And, of course, you got to select the appropriate music, obviously if it's a corporate event and, my clients are over the age of 55, 60, 70, I know I won't be playing loud, bassy music, or even any corporate event. I won't be playing music with foul language. Everything will be clean. And depending on the client, most things will definitely not be anything suggested. But again, that's also a great area too, because there's music from the 70s and the 80s that's suggested as well. It's just the writing style was different, which that's another conversation. But yeah, there's questions that you need to ask. There's things that you need to be proactive about when you're DJing a corporate event or when you're contracted to DJ a corporate event. So DJs, again, make sure you're asking those questions. You're finding out what's the appropriate music, what's the vibe. You're making sure you have a versatile playlist, because sometimes they might tell you this and it's really that, which happens a lot. Has happened to me a lot. So just be prepared for anything and make sure you have backups. Have a backup laptop with all your music on there. Have a backup controller. You never know. I used to DJ for an art gallery in Jersey City. One night, wasn't thinking. I think I forgot my strip to plug into the wall. Actually plugged in my laptop and my controller. Oh, what was I thinking? Plugged everything in. Not even less than 30 seconds. Boom, was a shock. Laptop would not turn on. Controller fried to the max. Took the laptop to Best Buy. I was like, and at that time, this is, I want to say 2012, 2011. I was living check to check. Didn't really have it like that. Laptop I thought was done, but actually it wasn't. Best Buy was able to get it working. But yeah, the controller was fried, and so I paid money to get the laptop checked out. It cost money, for Best Buy to check it out, but I had to buy a new controller. I didn't get paid for the event, so I lost money essentially. I didn't get paid. I lost money, and I had to spend money to get things checked out. So I took a L. And again, when you're doing events, you're working with clients, anybody, you don't want to take any L's. You want to be over prepared. There's no such thing as under prepared. You want to bring more cables just in case. You never know. I mean, even if you have an extra speaker, that's good to have. Again, you never know. I've done corporate grand openings where uh, an employee of the client knocked over my speaker and actually ruined one of the XLR ports. Like destroyed it. Like completely destroyed it. And yeah, I mean, I still had that speaker to this day, but again, I had a backup in hand, so I was able to swap out the speaker. But this is again very, very important. And the XLR was still plugged into the speaker when it actually fell, when it fell over. So make sure you're prepared for anything, because anything can happen. And lastly, I would say, yo, come in there with a positive attitude. Make sure you're confident in what you're doing. Because again, if you're not confident in just any events, whether it's corporate or not, there's no way your event can go well. It's just not happening. So make sure you're hyping yourself up. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you're confident in what you're doing and do it well, man. Do it with some energy, man. All right. Those are my tips, man. DJs, those are my tips. Things you need to consider when you're DJing a corporate event. Go out, kill it, be the best DJ possible. Represent your company or whatever company you represent. Represent it to the fullest. Go out there and shine. All right. Ladies and gents, that was another episode of We Create the Vibes podcast. Today's topic was key factors and tips to consider when DJing a corporate event. And DJs, if you have any questions, make sure you check out the podcast on Red Circle, Amazon Music, iTunes Music, Spotify, anywhere where you can find podcasts at. Check us out, and also on YouTube. All right. Again, shout out to my DJs out there. Much love. We Create the Vibes podcast. Peace.